How many batteries do you actually need to power your house? We get this question constantly, and honestly, I get why it's stressful. Because if you Google it, you'll get everything from 1 battery is plenty to you need 6. And the real answer is somewhere in between. But it depends on your house, not some national average. So here's what we're going to do. This is basically a 3-step thing. Step 1, how much power does your house actually use? Step 2, how long do you need to last without the grid? Step 3, which battery actually fits your situation and budget? Each step builds on the last, and by the end you'll have your number. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome back to Integrate Sun. Quick thing about me, I've reviewed hundreds of battery proposals from different installers, and early on I was amazed at how often the sizing was just wrong, like not even close. So this video exists because I wish someone had explained this to me the way I'm about to explain it to you. Step 1. How much power does your house actually use? Okay, this is the foundation. Everything else builds on this number, so let's get it right. The average American home uses about 30 kilowatt hours per day. That's the national average from the EIA. But honestly, that number is kind of useless by itself. Because if you're in Louisiana or Texas running AC from May to October, you're probably closer to 40 or 45 kilowatt hours per day. And if you're in California or Colorado with mild summers, you might be at 20. Here's what I'd actually recommend. Pull up your electric bill, or better yet, log into your utilities website. Look at your daily breakdown. Don't use the average, find your worst day on your worst month. For most people, that's a scorching day in July or August when the AC is working overtime. That peak number is what you size your battery around, because if you can handle that day, every other day is easy. Now here's where we branch. Branch A, whole home backup. If you want everything running like nothing happened, AC, fridge, dryer, lights, all of it, you're sizing for that full peak day. For a typical American home, let's call that 30 kilowatt hours. If you're in the South, bump it to 40. Branch B, essentials only.
Okay, I got a good one.
If you're thinking, I just need the fridge, the lights, the Wi-Fi, and maybe one AC zone, you can cut that number roughly in half. So 15 to 20 kilowatt hours. And honestly, for most families, this is the sweet spot. You're not roughing it, but you're not paying for backup you'll rarely use. If you want to know your exact peak day number without digging through utility bills, that's actually one of the first things we pull up in a free consultation. Links in the description. Step 2. How long do you need to last? Alright, so you've got your daily number. Now the question is, how many days do you need to survive without grid power? If you're in an area where outages last a few hours, honestly, 1 day of storage is probably plenty. But if you're in like Texas or Florida where a bad storm can knock out power for 3 or 4 days, you need to think bigger. So let's do the math. If your daily number is 30 kilowatt hours and you want 2 days of backup, that's 60 kilowatt hours of storage. If you went with the essentials only number, 15 kilowatt hours, that's 30 kilowatt hours for 2 days. And I know some of you guys are looking at that 60 kilowatt hour number and thinking, that sounds absolutely insane. I get it, stick with me. Because step 3 is where we match that number to actual products, and you'll see it's way more doable than it sounds. But here's the thing a lot of people miss. If you have solar panels, your batteries are recharging during the day, so you don't actually need to store 4 straight days of power all at once. You need enough to get through the night, and then the sun does the rest. In that case, your storage drops back down to basically 1 day's worth, sometimes even less. No solar? That's fine. A generator running 2 or 3 hours a day can top your batteries back up. You don't need it humming 24/7. Just enough to refill what you used overnight. Good news, for most people with solar, 1 to 2 days of storage handles 90% of outage scenarios. Step 3. Which battery actually fits? Alright, this is the part you actually came for. Let me walk through 3 solid options and tell you exactly how many of each you'd need for both scenarios. Option 1, Tesla Powerwall 3. Each Powerwall 3 gives you 13.5 kilowatt hours of usable storage and 11.5 kilowatts of continuous power. It's got a built-in solar inverter, which is kind of a big deal because you don't need a separate box on the wall. LFP chemistry, 10-year warranty, and Tesla's Stormwatch mode automatically charges it to full when bad weather's coming. For the essentials only folks at 15 kilowatt hours, one Powerwall 3 gets you there. 13.5 kilowatt hours is close enough, and the continuous power output means it can handle a fridge, lights, Wi-Fi, a couple outlets, and a single AC zone without breaking a sweat. For whole home backup at 30 kilowatt hours, you're looking at 2 Powerwall 3s, which gives you 27 kilowatt hours. If you want to stretch to the full 30, Tesla also makes Powerwall 3 expansion units. They add another 13.5 kilowatt hours each, but cost less because they don't include a second inverter. So 1 Powerwall 3 plus 1 expansion gives you 27 kilowatt hours for less than 2 full units. That's the configuration I'd look at first. Option 2. Enphase IQ Battery 5P. Each IQ 5P gives you 5 kilowatt hours of storage and 3.84 kilowatts of continuous power. Now I know what you're thinking. 5 kilowatt hours? That's tiny. And you're right, per unit it is, but Enphase's whole thing is modularity. You stack them. For essentials at 15 kilowatt hours, 3 IQ 5P units. That gives you exactly 15 kilowatt hours and 11.52 kilowatts of combined power, which is actually more output than a single Powerwall. Plus, if one unit has an issue, the other two keep working. That redundancy is a real advantage. For whole home at 30 kilowatt hours, 6 units. I'm not going to lie, that's a lot of boxes on your wall. But the flip side is you can start with 3 and add more later as budget allows. The 15-year warranty is also longer than Tesla's 10. Option 3, FranklinWH aPower 2. This is the one a lot of people haven't heard of, and honestly, it's becoming one of my favorites for whole home backup. Each aPower 2 packs 15 kilowatt hours and 10 kilowatts continuous. That's more storage per unit than either Tesla or Enphase. For essentials at 15 kilowatt hours, 1 aPower 2, single unit handles it all. For whole home at 30 kilowatt hours, 2 units. 30 kilowatt hours on the nose, 20 kilowatts of combined output. The 15-year warranty matches Enphase, and the A-Gate controller gives you circuit-level control so you can tell the system exactly which rooms or appliances get priority during an outage. That level of control is something Tesla and Enphase don't quite match yet. Now, which one is best? Honestly, there isn't a universal answer. If you're already getting solar panels, the Powerwall 3's built-in inverter saves you money on a separate piece of hardware. If you want to start small and expand over time, Enphase's modularity is unbeatable. And if you want the most storage per unit with the smartest load management, FranklinWH is hard to beat. And by the way, now that the 30% federal tax credit is gone, these numbers matter more than ever. You're paying full price, so getting the sizing right from the start is the difference between a system that works for you for 15 years and one that frustrates you in year 1. We did a whole video on the ROI math in 2026 without the credit. I'll link it in the description if you want to go deeper on that. So, yeah, that's basically the whole picture. 3 steps. Figure out your peak daily usage, decide how many days of backup you need, and match it to the right product. For most families, 1 to 2 batteries handles essentials, 2 to 3 handles whole home. Your numbers will be different from mine, from your neighbors, from any YouTube video you watch. But now you know how to think about it. And if you want someone to run your specific numbers, you know where to find us. If this was helpful, do me a favor and hit subscribe. It really does help us keep making these. And if you want to know which battery won our head-to-head comparison, that video's popping up on screen now. I'll catch you guys in the next one.